Told y'all I wasn't done with this guy.
Folks, those immigrants never bothered you. In fact, if they've done anything, they've made your life better.
Now, if you don't recognize him from yesterday, go ahead, check out the video immediately preceding this one, catch up, and then come back here. So yesterday we went over more than a half dozen Americans killed by illegal immigrants in car wrecks. We went over some of the fraud that is being uncovered committed by illegal immigrants, specifically Somali immigrants, and we went over the fiscal deficit created by illegal immigrants here in the United States and some of the ways in which that cost is incurred. Today, we're going to look at some more intentional acts. Acts that are more intentional committed by illegal immigrants against Americans. Now, we are all, of course, familiar with this story. Athens, Georgia, slain Georgia nursing student Laken Riley fought for her life for a staggering 18 minutes before her skull was crushed by an illegal immigrant. Cobb County, Georgia, a man who was in the United States illegally was charged with the murder of a Georgia mother and grandmother who federal authorities said died in a gruesome attack. Aberdeen, Maryland, mother of a 20-year-old autistic woman who police say was essayed and murdered by an MS-13 gang member illegally present in the U.S. is suing the Department of Homeland Security and Health and Human Services for operational negligence. Tammy Nobles, whose daughter Kayla Hamilton died at the hands of a 16-year-old illegal immigrant from El Salvador in Aberdeen, Maryland. Two men have been arrested accused of repeatedly essaying a 12-year-old girl. Felix Bustillo Diaz, a 49-year-old immigrant from Honduras, and Jose Gerber Riviera, a 45-year-old Salvadorian national, are accused of essaying Bustillo's 12-year-old grandniece, who was illegally smuggled into the United States by her mother in 2014. New York Republican slams Biden-Harris for total lack of respect after illegal charged in 5-year-old's essay. Rachel Morin was strangled as well as savagely beaten. It was revealed Friday as the illegal Salvadorian migrant accused of essaying and killing the mom of 5 was denied bail. Illegal immigrants lured Jocelyn Nungera, 12, under a bridge, assaulted her for 2 hours before killing her, prosecutors say. And on top of that, there are more than 662,000 illegal foreign nationals with criminal records identified by ICE to be deported that haven't been. The Center Square reported the most violent include those convicted of are charged with homicide, 14,914, SA 20,061, assault 105,146, and kidnapping 3,372, among other crimes.
And please don't talk to me about abiding by the law. You see, you're not allowed to do that. That right got revoked when you voted in a 34-time convicted felon.
So this guy doesn't want to hear about dead Americans violently assaulted and murdered by illegal immigrants because Trump's been convicted of a felony. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It is wild how the people that these folks on the left purport most to protect are always the ones that end up paying the most for their idiotic policies. The believe all women crowd, protect women crowd are willing to sacrifice however many American women it takes to protect illegal immigrants in this country. Insane. But since he went ahead and brought that 34 count of convicted felon up, let's talk about that a little bit. He was convicted of 34 counts of a felony. He's a one-time convicted felon. But they try to misrepresent that so that they can try and increase the negative connotations involved with it. But beyond that, let's look at what he was convicted of. He was convicted of a type of fraud for telling a bank when applying for a loan that he estimated the worth value of Mar-a-Lago at a higher rate or a higher cost than the county said that he was allowed, which is insane to think about it. Like, how is a county or any government in a nation going to tell an individual owning property that they can only value their property so much? So, that's a little weird in and of itself. But beyond that, let's look at the victim. The bank that he applied for that loan to and that he gave his inflated value estimate of Mar-a-Lago to testified that they, as a financial institution, did their fiduciary duty, disagreed with the valuation Trump gave them, valued Mar-a-Lago at a lower dollar amount, but nonetheless chose to go ahead and provide the loan that Trump was seeking, regardless of that fact, regardless of the disagreement in value of Mar-a-Lago. And on top of that, the bank representatives that were deposed or brought up and testified in trial said that they were happy with the deal. They were paid back all the money early, in fact, and would be happy, would love to do business with Trump again. That's the victim. On top of that, these charges were pursued and levied against him by a woman that literally campaigned on getting Trump on something. Further still, they wanted to represent it as if Trump had tried to defraud some poor fool that didn't know what was going on, when the fact of the matter is he was dealing with one of the largest financial institutions in the United States. The people, ironically, that the left always accuses of fucking over Americans. You know, the millionaires and billionaires and blah, blah, blah. If anything, they should be happy that he ripped them off, which he didn't even do. Kind of like they were happy when Luigi Mangione did his little business. The fact of the matter is they had to bend that law and apply it in a way that there's completely unprecedented, in a way that it was never meant to be applied, in a way that financiers, realtors in New York and across the country said, yeah, that's just business as usual. They start busting people for this, you're going to collapse the realty market. But anyways, back to the point. Think about for a second. Let it churn in your brain. This guy doesn't think that you are allowed to care about the violent SA and unaliving of your fellow Americans because Trump was convicted of a non-violent crime against a massive financial institution.
Who tried to burn our Capitol down. And pardon the people that did it.
Did they try to burn the Capitol down? Because I don't remember that. I remember a 6-hour riot. Which, hey, fair enough. But for those people that don't understand, the control of a building, like, should they have actually taken control of the Capitol building somehow and managed to occupy it for any period of time, is completely irrelevant. Like, you do understand that it's not like Game of Thrones where whoever sits in the throne is king now. Like, the government would still function. So that's an absurd extrapolation. But beyond that, let's say that there was a 6-hour riot at the Capitol building. I don't remember anyone trying to burn it down. You know what I do remember burning? Police stations in Portland, Oregon. Car dealerships in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Neighborhoods across America. All committed by the left.
You see, we can't live in a country where the punishment for a girl that got here when she was 4 years old and has never committed a crime, her punishment cannot be more harsh than the punishment for trying to burn our Capitol down. That can't be. So we can't hear you, and we don't want to hear you, talk about some law or some paperwork after what you have done to this country. And here we are talking about people that don't affect your life one bit. If you go on and live your life the way you want to live yours, everything will be fine.
All right, man. That's the tact you want to take, fine. But you go and tell that to the Riley family. You go tell that to the Hamilton family. You go tell that to any one of the families of the victims of illegal immigrants that I read out in yesterday and today's videos. Keep that same energy when you're face to face with those folks. Hey, so it seems like these social media companies aren't too fond of my particular opinions, and it seems pretty apparent that they are trying to minimize my outreach. So if you like the content, hit the follow button, check back in daily because I'm posting almost every day. I hope you guys have a good one. Peace.